Have you ever noticed that just when you're about to do something important, maybe ask for a raise, ask for a promotion, take some big important decision, or maybe start that business that you always dreamt of starting, something inside pulls you back, almost as if like there is some invisible psychological force that is stopping you from moving forward in life. Today, let us understand what that force really is, and more importantly, how to stop it from controlling your life. So, there are these three psychological voices or three subpersonalities residing inside of you. And the first subpersonality is called as the dreamer. The dreamer inside of you is the force of aspiration, is the force of expansion. It wants to take up more and more targets, next level goals. It has a vision and it wants to propel you towards your future. See, it would have been fantastic if only you had a dreamer, you would take action and you would achieve it. But does it really happen that way? So the clear answer is no, it doesn't happen that way. It seems that as if there is something pulling us back constantly, and as if there is a conflict happening between two personalities, one which wants to push us forward and one which wants to pull us back. It seems that as if their agenda is opposing to each other and they are poles apart. They are polar opposites of each other. The second part inside you is what is called as the critique, the inner critique. Have you, tell me if you have seen this or experienced this with your life or with other people around. Whenever you try to achieve something or go a little beyond your comfort zone, there is a small voice inside of you which goes, "Are you good enough? You're not good enough. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I am embarrassed? What if this? What if that?" You remember so and so person started this business and that person is now in huge debts. You remember you yourself had done this 5 years ago and you failed miserably. Have you noticed that this voice is trying to pull you back? It is constantly trying to demotivate you that no, 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 you will not be able to do this. Sometimes the voice says, you are too young to do this. Sometimes the voice says, you're too old to do this. You cannot start this. How? What is the guarantee? How do you know that yes, you are going to succeed in this? So there is some voice that is constantly pulling you back, right? However, the good part to know here is that this is not our enemy. It is hard coded into your DNA, into your genetics. This voice of the critic. Why? Because it is there to keep you safe and to keep you comfortable. The only role of critic is to keep you safe and keep you comfortable. So I'll give you again an example of a car. That if your car, the brake in your car is what the critic is for us. So is the brake necessary in a car? Absolutely, it is necessary. Why is it necessary? Because otherwise you keep on pushing the gas pedal, you keep on accelerating, and then there are chances that you might dash against some person or dash against the other vehicle. But in the same fashion as the in the example of a car, the brake is there and there is a certain utility of that brake. However, tell me something. If you have again a fantastic car, let's say a Ferrari or a Bugatti, and you press your gas pedal 100% and you also press your brake 100%, what will happen? What will happen is there'll be a lot of noise. There could be a lot of smoke. There could be the engine could get overheated under over a lot of pressure. The brake pads would go bad, the clutch pads would go bad. However, will the car actually reach its destination or will the car live up to its potential? So again the clear answer is no, because you have pressed the accelerator and the brake. The same thing happens with us, friends. Our dreamer wants to push us forward and critic wants to pull us back because it wants to keep us safe and comfortable. So how does the critique actually manifest in your life or what actually happens? Let us understand that. Once you understand this, it will become very, very simple for you. Next time this happens, you'll know what to do. I'm going to give you a solution also. So first way in which the critic manifests in your life is in the form of a negative voice. So the same voice we were talking about, you're not good enough, you cannot do it, I don't think you have it in you, or I have it in me, if I failed last time. All these are the negative voices. The critique is whispering inside our head to keep us safe and comfortable. Please understand, friends, the critique or the brain has nothing to do with your dreams or aspirations per se. In a historical and evolutionary perspective, the primary role of the brain, a primary programming of your brain, is to ensure your survival. So that is where this comes from. We don't now this let's see the second manifestation of the critic. Now in some people the critic is very smart. The critic will not say anything negative, but what the critic will do is create a perfection syndrome. This situation is not perfect, so I cannot do it. My knowledge is not perfect, so I cannot do this. My skills are not up to the mark, so I cannot do this. So the second thing, second expression is what you say as the perfection syndrome. So unless everything is perfect, I cannot begin. In both these situations, what is happening, what we saw in the example of the car, is that the end of the day, you're not able to move forward. One more thing that happens in case of a perfection syndrome is, see, these are knowledge gatherers because they say that my knowledge is not good enough. So they want to gather more and more, more and more, more and more knowledge. So what is happening? Their knowing is going up, 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 but their doing is remaining at the same level, or in time, if you see, it is going down. So this gap between knowing and doing is called as knowing not doing trap. So a lot of people are stuck up in this, that they know so many things about so many things, but actually if you see the action, there is no action, there is no result. So this is the second type of manifestation that happens of the critique. And let's see what is the third one. The third one is called that I know that. Anything you try to tell them, they'll say, I know that. I already know that. I know everything. I know that. हाँ पता है. If you know everything, my dear friend, this is the question that comes to the mind. If you know everything, then why are your life results not so? Why are life results not reflecting that? Isn't it? Even if we say to ourselves that I know that, then that is the same thing that we can ask to ourselves. Then why are the life results not showing it, reflecting that? Critique is the force of resistance. Critique will always try to pull you back. But again, there is no ill intention of the critique. The critique is there to keep you safe and protected because it is a evolutionary thing that has happened with us, and dreamer is going to keep on pushing you forward. So in case of all these three situations, end of the day, what is happening is that you are remaining stuck. Now tell me something, the if there is an aeroplane, a fantastic aeroplane that is manufactured and it is kept inside a hangar, it will be very, very safe, no doubt about it. But is the aeroplane created or manufactured so that it can stay safe in the hangar, or it is supposed to soar high at 30,000, 40,000 feet? So it's the same way in our lives. If you are stuck in this, either of these three patterns, and you are not able to move forward in life, you may be safe, you may be comfortable. But is that why you took life on this planet? Let us go forward and see how to resolve this. Before that, let us see what is the third subpersonality, because we've talked about two now which are in conflict. What is the third subpersonality? So the third subpersonality in our lives is what is called as the doer. Doer is the body. The dreamer is visual. The critique is auditory because it is saying some of the other sound inside of you, and doer is the sheer body. Now, if I were to again refer back to the example of that Ferrari or Bugatti, if accelerator is your dreamer, if brake is your critique, the actual mechanics that move the car forward, propel the car forward, are your doer. Now, here the funny thing is that, see, body, like I already told you, cannot take action on its own. The head office controls what the body can or cannot do. Now, here, unless the critique gives a green signal to the body, till that time, the body, the doer, cannot do anything. The doer is responsible for taking actual small, small steps, actually walking towards your goal or running towards your goal and achieving or taking you from CS to DS. So, unless the critic gives a green signal, the doer is not able to do anything. So, now one more thing that happens before we go to the resolution part, solution part. What happens is that there's constant conflict going on between the dreamer and the critic. So what does the doer do? Doer is fed up of this. Doer is frustrated with this, and doer says, "Forget it, man. Since these are not telling me what to do, so what I'll do is that for distraction, because I'm so frustrated with all this, I'll keep on scrolling Insta Reels, or I'll keep on scrolling YouTube Shorts." Or what I'll do, I'll binge watch a series so that I'm distracted because I'm fed up with all this. I'm fed up with this noise, fed up with this conflict. Or what I'll do, I'll binge eat so that it is also called that eating your emotions. If you have heard this term, because there is so much of conflict, there is so much of noise inside, and we have got no resolution. So what is the body doing? It'll end up binge eating or binge drinking. So all these things we start doing, our body starts doing if there is a constant conflict going on between the dreamer and critique. We have a very, very simple solution which you can do very easily. It is called the triple A formula. First step of anything starts with awareness. Like this masterclass today, you're getting aware of all these things that, oh, so and so happened. I know this happened. My experience, this happened. So now this is awareness stage that what is exactly happening. So whenever you find your critic whispering in your ears that you are not good enough or you cannot do this or you'll fail or any such negative things, just become aware of that. Let me give you a caveat here. If suppose 10 times in the day you are getting negative voices in your head, you will not be aware 10 of all, as in 10 on 10 times, because you might be busy doing something else, you might be driving, you might be cooking, you might be studying, whatever. However, what you can do here is that whenever you become aware, first step is achieved. First is awareness. Second step here is that you explain or you rather acknowledge and appreciate the critic, saying that, my dear critic, thank you very much. I acknowledge and appreciate you that you are doing this to keep me safe and protected. Because, like we already established, critic is not your enemy. Critic has a certain utility, but if it is going beyond that, then it is creating a problem for you. As the same example as the brake being pressed to 100%. So you have to release the brake. Here you're acknowledging and appreciating the critic that thank you, you're there to protect me and keep me safe. And then we move to the third step, which is reclaiming control. We say that now I'm in control. You have to assert that I am in control now. I choose to take action and not hide behind my fears. So you tell your critic that thank you very much. I acknowledge and appreciate. However, because I have to go forward with my life, I want to achieve something. I now choose, you are consciously choosing that you are taking this action and not hiding, decide to not hide behind your fears. Your inner critique might be trying to protect you, but it need not control you. Practice awareness, appreciation, and authority, and begin choosing your actions consciously. Click on the button given below, subscribe to my channel for more insights on emotional wellness, mindset, money blocks, and confident action.